Another unit of class 12th is magnetic effect of current. Whenever we deal with magnetic field, it is always denoted by a symbol B, capital B. Its SI unit is Tesla, CGS unit is Gauss, where 1 Tesla is 10 raised to power 4 Gauss. Magnetic field, just like electric field, it is a vector quantity. And magnetic field and electric field are related with each other with the expression E by B is equal to C. C is velocity of light there. So the ratio of electric to magnetic field is equal to velocity of light. The representation of magnetic field are by three things. First is by horizontal lines. Second one is by these dots, and the third one is by these crows. When we have this, it means we are representing horizontal magnetic field. When we are representing it like this, it means we are showing outward magnetic field. And when we show it like this, it means it is inward magnetic field. So inward magnetic field by cross, outward magnetic field. Inward means going inside this. Outward magnetic field is coming out from this. Or when you will be representing the horizontal magnetic field, three ways by which you can represent magnetic field. Symbol is B, SI unit is Tesla. 1 Tesla is 10 raised to power 4 Gauss. Whenever any charged particle is projected in magnetic field, it experiences force that's called Lorentz force. This is horizontal magnetic field. A charged particle is projected in it with velocity v at an angle theta in magnetic field B. Then this force is directly proportional to charge, directly proportional to velocity, directly proportional to magnetic field, and also proportional to sine of theta between V and B. So F must be equals to QVB sine theta. The constant of proportionality equals to 1 in all systems of unit. That's why we can write only F equals to QVB sine theta. It means, if somebody will ask you what is Lorentz force, so when a particle is projected in magnetic field, it always experiences force called Lorentz force. Vector notation, because force is a vector quantity, it is always F equals to QV cross B. So clearly, if you will see its direction is perpendicular to V and B. V और B दोनों के परपेंडिकुलर 90 डिग्री के ऊपर हमारे पास में फोर्स का डायरेक्शन होगा. अब अगर थीटा को 0 डिग्री ले लें हम, तो क्योंकि साइन थीटा की वैल्यू हमारे पास में होती है 0 डिग्री is 0, so that's why F must be equals to 0. So अगर हम पार्टिकल को उसी की डायरेक्शन में प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे तो हमारे पास में फोर्स जो आएगा that will be simply 0. Two possible cases if you will see. If theta equal to 0 degree, force on particle will be 0 because sine is 0. So if the particle is projected in the direction of magnetic field, the particle will move in a straight line with constant velocity. जिस वेलोसिटी से आपने इसको प्रोजेक्ट किया है उसी वेलोसिटी से पार्टिकल चला जाएगा और इसका जो ट्रेजेक्टरी होगी, उसका जो पाथ होगा, दैट विल बी स्ट्रेट लाइन होगी. अगर आप इसको 90 डिग्री पर प्रोजेक्ट करते हो, जैसे ही आपने इसको 90 डिग्री पर प्रोजेक्ट किया, sin 90 is 1, सो पार्टिकल इस समय मैक्सिमम फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस करेगा और इसका जो डायरेक्शन होगा वो आ जाएगा हमारे पास में F equals to QV क्रॉस B, जिसे हम लेफ्ट हैंड रूल से बताते हैं, राइट हैंड रूल से बताते हैं. सो F equals to हमारे पास में आ जाएगा QVB. The direction of this particle is always perpendicular to the plane. इस वजह से पार्टिकल सर्कल में मूव करना शुरू कर देता है. 90 डिग्री पे पार्टिकल सर्कल में मूव करेगा, 0 डिग्री पे पार्टिकल स्ट्रेट लाइन में मूव करेगा. Now if you are projecting particle at an angle theta, this must be this angle theta. This theta is greater than 0 degree but less than 90 degree. Then the path of particle will be helical. Helical means it's going in the spiral form only. There are two components of velocity. One is v cos theta, other is v sin theta. V cos theta provides linear motion. V sin theta provides circular motion. So as a result, combined motion of or combined effect of v cos theta and v sin theta will provide helical motion and the path will move in this way. So one is if theta equal to 0 degree, we have straight line. If theta equal to 90 degree, we have circular. If theta is any angle between 0 and 90, the path will be helical. Whenever we want to calculate magnetic field, we always use Biot-Savart law. According to this Biot-Savart law, if we have a current carrying conductor carrying current I, say this is an infinite length or finite length conductor carrying current I, and if you want to find out magnetic field at point P, which is at theta angle from this straight conductor at r distance from this, then due to small portion, small magnetic field dB directly proportional to I dl sine theta and r square. It depends on four things: current, length, sine of theta between r and dl, and r square. We need to put here a constant of proportionality that is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta upon r square. This expression is called Biot-Savart law, where this constant of proportionality mu naught is called magnetic permeability. Its value is 4 pi into 10 raised to power minus 7 in SI system. This is the constant of proportionality. So whenever you want to calculate magnetic field, the first preference will be given to Biot-Savart law, and according to Biot-Savart law, current carrying conductor, small magnetic field proportional to current, length, sine of theta and r square with this constant of proportionality. Now we want to find out magnetic field due to circular current carrying conductor. This is the circular current carrying conductor carrying current in the same direction. This is the center of it at r distance from the circumference. Just take the small portion of it, it is dl, so the direction of this will be in this direction. Clearly angle between r and dl is 90 degree. Now your small magnetic field according to Biot-Savart law is mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta upon r square. If you put theta equal to 90 degree, then magnetic field will remain mu naught I dl upon 4 pi r square. Total magnetic field must be integration of dw. Constant must put outside this. When you integrate dl, what you will get is 2 pi r. So this becomes mu naught I upon 4 pi r square into 2 pi r. Pi will cancel, r will cancel, and 2 will cancel. Finally, due to circle, magnetic field is mu naught I upon 2r. So magnetic field due to any circular conductor is mu naught I by 2r, with one exception, that for n turns we can say the net magnetic field is mu naught I upon 2r into number of turn के साथ इसको multiply करना है. That is how we can find out magnetic field due to circular current carrying conductor. Let's see three special cases of concentric circles. The first one is this concentric circle. Both are carrying current in the same direction. Then due to the smaller circle mu naught I by 2r1, due to this one mu naught I by 2r2, and because both carrying current in the same direction, so plus sign will be there between these two. If you will see second, first carrying current in this direction, other carrying current in opposite direction, so you need to subtract this one and this one. It must be noted, your magnetic field is always inversely proportional to r. It means lesser the radius, more will be magnetic field. So this magnetic field is more, this magnetic field will be less. When you have two perpendicular circular conductors, then the magnetic field must be under root of b1 square plus b2 square, because one magnetic field will be in this direction, other will be in this direction. If we follow law of vector algebra, you know the diagonal will give you the magnetic field, and that's why b must be equals to under root of b1 square plus b2 square. Hence, Lorentz force is the force which will act on charged particle whenever charged particle is projected in the magnetic field. Number one, if the particle is projected in the direction of magnetic field, it will go in the straight line. If the particle is projected perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, it will move in circle. Whereas if it is projected at any angle which is more than 0 degree and less than 90 degree, then the particle will move in helical path. Number two, whenever you want to find out magnetic field, there are so many ways, but the first and the foremost is Biot-Savart law, And for Biot-Savart law only, when you say Biot-Savart, B-I-O-T, so the magnetic field symbol is also derived from this B only, and that's why magnetic field is called B, denoted by B. For concentric circles, for perpendicular circles, and for circle symmetry, we always use Biot-Savart law for magnetic